Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Christian and this is CXC Beauty. So in today's video, I really wanted to show you our new lightning blue palette that is launching this Friday along with our highlighter palette. And I wanted to take you through a little tutorial on how I did this look, which is like a very neon Barbie, cyber, I don't know what kind of look it is, but this is what I ended up with. So I wanted to show you some swatches. I also wanted to show you how this palette performs. Now this tutorial is going to be voiceover because I just really wanted to concentrate on the makeup, but I will be talking through the tutorial and showing you guys how to do this. But first, before we get into anything, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a big thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. And now, without further ado, let's get into these swatches. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like. This is our Blue Lightning palette, and this is my personal palette. That's why it's so used and abused. But we have a whole row on top here of 6 matte, ultra matte shades, and then the bottom row is a mixture of different finishes, but they're all shimmer shades. So you get a nice balance of matte versus shimmer. Also, like I said in my last video, you can use them as quads. So each quad you can do like a different look. So I'm gonna start swatching by top row, which is all the mattes, and then I'll go into the bottom row. I'm gonna go ahead and finger swatch them on my arm, and then I'm gonna put them in the camera. Okay, so here we have our first row of mattes. And going from the lightest color, we have Cloud 9, we have JT, we have Minted, we have Lightning Blue, Royalty, and Mariana. Okay, so now we have the bottom row, which is our shimmers. So from right to left, we have Hippocampus, which is an Ultra Flex shade. And it's like a very reflective, one of our really reflective shades. Then we have Arctic, Neptune, Star Sapphire, which is literally one of our most popular shades ever. Then we have Glacier and Blue Jay. Okay guys, so those were the swatches for the palette, and if you stay tuned, you can see how I created this beautiful look. So if you want to see how I did that, keep on watching. Okay everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and start with my primer, which I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin. And I am just rubbing that all up into my skin. Then I'm going to go in with Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation and this little Sonia Keshik stippling brush, and I go ahead and stipple that foundation into my skin. I love this foundation because it's very full coverage but also looks pretty natural. And then of course I'm going to go down into my neck and make sure everything's nice and blended. Now I'm going to go into my Fenty matchsticks, and I decided to mix 2 colors to see how that would look with a little bit more of a gray tone contour for me. And I actually really love how it turned out. I just put a little bit of amber and then I topped it with truffle, and then I blended it out with a brush. And now I'm going in with that contour on my neck and making sure this time to blend it out. I've noticed that I tend to forget to do that. And now I'm going in with some concealer. I've been using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, which is amazing. I love this concealer so much. And I'm just highlighting my face with that and then blending it out with a brush. I like to use this brush under the eyes. It's a Morphe one and it works so well. It's nice and dense. And then I blend it out with a little sponge just to make sure all the edges are nice and blended. Now I'm setting my under eyes with a powder. I didn't want to show what powder it was on camera. We'll discuss that later on, but yeah. And then I go in with my sponge and bake a little bit. I put a lot of powder under my eyes just to make sure no fallout gets on under there and ruins it. And then I hop right into brows, and I'm using the Maybelline Ultra, I forget what it's called. It's the Ultra Slim pencil in medium brown. And I use that to fill in my eyebrows. This is one of the best drugstore pencils there are. Okay, now hopping into the palette, I go in with the shade Royalty, and I start packing that into the outer corner. And then I go and take that into the crease and blend it as I go. I'm more packing than blending right now, but I try to do both at the same time. which sometimes doesn't really work well, but whatever. Then I go into the shade Minted, and I'm using that to blend out the little edges to make sure it's nice and blended. Now going back into the palette, I use a deeper shade. This is Mariana, and I'm just using that to deepen out the outer corner of the eye. I like to concentrate that shade right in the outer corner. Now I'm cutting the crease with my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the white shade. I love to do a cut crease with blue, especially if it's like a very contrasting color, like white, so very light. It just makes the blues really pop. So now I'm going to set that cut crease with the lightest shade in the palette, which is Cloud 9, and I put that right into the inner corner. Then I take the shade JT, which is a baby blue color, and I set the rest of the cut crease with that color. Now I'm just blending it out with the excess product I had from the last shades. And now I'm taking my little Suva Beauty Hydra FX water thingy. They're like watercolors. And I'm drawing the little triangles above my eye, which I thought were really cool. And this is in the shade Scrunchy, which is like a neon glow-in-the-dark pink color, which is gorgeous. I also put a little triangle detail in my inner corner, which I thought was cool. I was just trying to do something different. Now going back into the palette, I'm just taking Royalty and I'm putting that onto my lower lash line, and then I also use JT to blend it out a little bit. Now going back into the palette, I'm taking the shade Hippocampus, which is the lightest shimmer shade, which is one of those reflective, or one of our Ultra Flex shades. It's super reflective, super beautiful. Now taking this little ColourPop liner, it's in a baby blue color. I'm putting that into my waterline. And now I'm setting my face with some setting spray to make sure all those powders melt in and everything looks seamless. Now going into the CXC Beyond Blush palette in Daring, I use that light pink color to bring some life back into my face. And now going into our brand new highlighting palette. If you've seen our last video, you can see all the shades in that one. I'm just taking the medium tone shade mixed with a couple other shades and really making those cheeks glow. Our highlighters are super reflective. They can go from subtle to super beaming in like 3 seconds. I love them. Here I try, I have to laugh because it was funny. I attempted to do a blue lip, but it turned out horribly wrong. I don't know why, but I just did not like it. You'll see my face in a second. But the lip looked crazy. I don't know if it's because it's like a totally different blue than the eye. I just didn't like it. So then I switched it. What I did is I took that same scrunchy shade from those triangles and I put it on my lips with gloss. Okay everybody, I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. I had so much fun showing you how these eyeshadows and highlighters work, and I'm super excited for Friday because they launch on Friday, so look out for that on cxcbeauty.com. So if you've seen my last video, you know this is the highlighter palette that will launch Friday along with the blue palettes, and I'm just super excited to share these products with you, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!